Um, we picked a bad day to have a bad day. And I think we were playing a really good football team. I don't think we made any bones about that. I don't think we were surprised by how good they were. Um, I think at the end of the day, like we lost some one-on-ones that we needed to win. And if you break it down into the three phases of the game, offensively, it's hard to beat anybody with 6 turnovers. Like that's not a thing. But especially when two of them are on your opening 2 drives where you drive to the low red. Obviously, you're doing some good things. You're moving the ball, but you don't finish. Defensively, like, I thought our first and second down play in the first half was pretty good. They converted 6 of 7 third downs in that first half, 3 of which I believe were 3rd and 9 or 3rd and 8. So 3rd and long, and they converted those. And those are just backbreakers. Like you can't win football games if you don't get off the field on 3rd down and if you turn the ball over on offense. And special teams, I thought we were doing some good things. Obviously, the punt return is not in any way what we wanted to occur. Did not get the I think we were a little rushed in the call and in the redirection of the protection. Not a very good punt. It did not have the hang time to match the distance, and it came back at us about as fast as we punted it. So obviously not a good thing there. So at the end of the day, had a bad day to have a bad day against a very, very good football team.
How did things kind of snowball? Because you're right, you were moving the ball and making some big plays. It just all of a sudden it was gone.
Yeah, we were doing a good job holding the ball in the first half, right? So you get there, and I believe they scored on 4 or 5 drives in the first half, and we get the 1 turnover, and you're like, okay, we got a chance here, at least to win the middle 8. So you go down, you score, and you think it's going to be 21-7 at halftime, and they get the ball back with 34 seconds on the 25-yard line, and they work it down to the 7-yard line and kick a field goal. So look, that happens in college football, but it shouldn't happen. We've got a defense that we believe in, and we've got to be able to say, okay, now it's 21-7 going in the locker room. We got a chance to come out and get the ball and really win the middle 8 and make this a 1-score game. And, we ended up going down and getting 3 on that drive. So won the middle 8, I guess 10-3 as you would look at it. And certainly that was not enough today with the other things that occurred.
And then how is TJ first, and then what do you see from Shoki?
So I think TJ's, you know what, Matt, I don't want to say anything because I don't have a good enough vantage point right now. I know he was in the tent. They thought he would be able to play. And then I think the strength was limited, and I don't even know what they believe the injury is. So it would be irresponsible for me to say anything right now. Shoki went in the game, and I think today's either his 20th or his 21st birthday. And, what a present to get to play major college football, to jump in there. And there were some things that I saw that were very good. There were some things that he did a good job of handling. And there's some times that I guess he looked like a redshirt freshman and a backup quarterback or a third-team quarterback that got thrown into a college football game. And especially those ball security issues, we've got to work on those. And we've got to work on those with all the quarterbacks, obviously. It's not one person. It's not one time. But when you're able to run the ball effectively, and I think Chuck just showed me a stat that our running backs carried the ball 31 times for 181 yards. So obviously that's pretty effective. That's moving the ball well. We just can't shoot ourselves in the foot. And, the fumble was bad as well. Obviously that's one of our senior leaders in Cameron Montgomery. And he beat himself up the moment he started coming off the field. And it's like, hey, we got this. Like, let's calm down. He knew exactly why he did it. He let his wrist get below his elbow. And even though he was trying to put 2 hands on the ball, he couldn't secure it. So those are fundamental mistakes that I look at Cameron's, and I know he was trying to press. I know he was trying to make something happen for this team because he cares so much. But we've got to be able to fall back on our fundamentals in times of stress, whether it's because we've earned the right to be in a very close game or because we're trying to catch up, whatever that may be. Yeah. But today, if we went anything more than one back and 1 tight end on the field, they were going with a defense that looked a lot like goal line at times, right? Like they were putting a lot of dudes up there. We've got to also make people pay through the air when they do things that are nonsensical on defense. And that's not an indictment of Tyson Summers at all. I thought he called a great defensive game. I think what Tyson Hilton's built here is phenomenal. Like, I think going 2 years in a row to the portal and getting quarterbacks that can play like that, because they're a really good offense. And again, I think the blame for this is a team. It's a team loss. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying, hey, it was just this or just this, because, but it didn't feel like the game 2 games ago, right? Like, it didn't feel like that. Like, we just got boat raced right out of the game, and they were scoring touchdowns on 7 straight possessions like that happened that game. That wasn't the case today, and especially because we were moving the ball offensively, and we had a chance to, in the low red on both those drives, to put them in the box. And if you do that, you feel completely different at halftime. I guess at the very least, you're probably down 24-21. And now we're cooking with gas and you're feeling good. But yeah, that's not what happened, as we all know.